What's up, y'all? This is King Kevin in the building. I'm here in Mableton, Georgia. It's about 15, 20 minutes outside of Atlanta. One of my top clients. I've been working this client, been supporting our business for the straight since I started Scott King Services. So it's been a blessing, going on 2 years. Now I'm working on this project and I'm asking myself, now, this is a wonderful landscape. There's grass laid. You got the bricks here, creating the foundation, the little brick wall, and which I didn't do this part. Just I didn't do this part. At least I didn't, start it yet. Anyway, but this is what I'm starting, and it made me think about our ancestors, on how they were able to build the pyramids. You have the pyramids of Giza. You have the step pyramids, thanks to Imhotep, which was a multi-genius, one of the first multi-geniuses of the world, at least on paper, well, on the pyramids. And I was asking myself, like, man, how did they build those pyramids? I've been asking myself since I learned about the pyramids and how our African ancestors were able to build such marvelous, magnificent edifices, around the world. And so I realized a couple of things. Let me walk back down these steps. I realized a couple of things. One, it took a lot of ingenuity. It took planning. It took community. It took support. It took man and woman power, man hours, woman hours, and a lot of effort. So they had, long story short, they had their shit together. You know what I mean? They knew what they wanted to do. And they say that the Pyramid of Giza weighs about, 100 tons, and there's 100 million bricks. They give you all these fancy numbers. They have no idea. Ain't nobody sit there and count all those stones and bricks. Some of those stones weigh 2 tons. I do know that much. How did they do it? And they did it as a community, as a black community in Africa, eastern part of Africa, Nubia, not just in Kemet, but also Ethiopia, which is Kush, which was known as Kush. Nubia, the whole area of Egypt, which formerly known as Kemet, today known as Egypt. They had to have had a tremendous amount of willpower, spiritual power, effort, planning, community, economics. They had their shit together. So I'm wondering, can we duplicate what our ancestors were able to do today? Now, right there, you only have about about 15 bricks. Another 6. You got about 21, 22 bricks down there, right? So how do you get these? Each of these weigh about 20, 25 pounds, maybe 30. They're quite heavy. I'm a lot heavier than I thought it would be. I work out. So you guys follow me, I work out. But to be able to have millions of stones, so I keep asking myself, how did they do it? How were they able to put something like that together? Even the Sphinx, who Napoleon Bonaparte blew up during the Egypt tour, or if that's what you want to call it, or Egyptian exploration of the Europeans. Napoleon Bonaparte being the French military leader who got whooped by Toussaint Louverture, the Haitian leader of the Haitian generation. Haitian generation, I like that. Haitian Revolution, And it just made me realize how powerful our people are, But today, we don't think or see ourselves as powerful because we've been inundated with so much BS by the Europeans through the educational system, who dumbed us down. And that's why the Brown versus Board of Education, the 1954 Supreme Court ruling, really crippled the black community, because we depend on the heroes and sheroes of white folks for our inspiration, and not the black leaders, not the black revolutionaries, not the black builders, the astrologers, doctors, scientists. We must get our stuff together, because if we don't, we will crumble. Like some of these bricks that I was just working on will crumble under impact of stress. And we were very strong people. We still are. We just haven't learned how to tap into that power, because we depend on all these other alien entities to the point where we are alienated from ourselves. What are we going to do about it? Yeah, Black History Month is a month that everyone likes to show support for the black community, that 1 month out the year. But for black folks worldwide, Black history is 365, all right? It doesn't start February 1st and ends February 28th. It's from January to December, over and over and over again. General Toussaint Louverture, what he did, which was so powerful, he was able to get rid of the European definition of himself and his people, of his African people. Later became known as Haiti because they got rid of whatever names that were given to them by the French, by the Europeans, and they defined themselves. Because if you define yourself, then you determine your future yourself. But if you accept other people's definition of yourself, then you are going to degrade yourself, because if they give you a degrading definition, you're going to accept that, you're going to emulate it, you're going to act it out, you're going to live it out, you're going to think it out. Because what you think is what you create. Our people built pyramids. Our people built roads. Our people created astrology. Our African ancestors built this world. We are the original people of the world. The oldest bone in the world, dated from Kush, which is Ethiopia, is found bone, dated 230 years ago. 230,000 years ago. That means, ladies and gentlemen, we are the first of this planet. But we have allowed those who know our history, and we don't know our history. Marcus Garvey always said, if you don't know your history, you're going to accept whatever definition and whatever people tell you that you are. Whatever they tell you are, that's what you're going to accept. But he always says, stress, we need to emulate our own heroes, create our own martyrs, and elevate the positions of fame to honor those distinct African men and women who have made the contributions to our racial history. He always said that. We need to cast out and forget the hero worship and adoration of other races, and to start out immediately. And I hope I'm making my ancestors proud. Harry Tubman, Queen Nzinga, General Toussaint Louverture, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, King Henry Christophe as Emperor Jean-Jacques Dessalines, by starting my own company, SkyCleanAirServices.com. You know, and start my own business. I have a couple of workers. We're going to be growing. We're going to get busy. And to be honest, I wasn't feeling all that good today. I was really feeling down and out. You know, not necessarily down and out, but, you know, we see some bad news about a client that didn't sign up with us today, and we were expecting a very huge contract, game-changing contract. But you know what happened, though? Coming here and picking up two other projects, from two other clients. I didn't work on the other client, but I came to this one here in Mableton, Georgia. And I started working on this project. And then as I'm putting these bricks together, laying down the foundation down here, I began to get motivated. I began to get somewhat inspired by what our ancestors created. Now, I'm not going to do this whole thing today by myself, which is perfect analogy. I'm not going to do this whole thing today because it's 2 pallets of these bricks. But starting it, I just wanted to start to see how it felt like since I was around the corner. I said, I'll pull up, you know, let me check it out. You know, we do some landscaping work and some tree removal, but our main thing is mold removal and remediation and water damage restoration here in Atlanta, Georgia. But learning how to work with Mother Nature. And Brother Moses, who I just met today, was kicking that knowledge about me about being the Hebrew Israelite, that our original land is Israel. And working in Mother Nature. And by working here today for these 30 minutes, I'm about to go home now and just come back tomorrow noon, you know, with someone else to actually complete this project, just like our ancestors did it. They didn't do it by themselves. They worked collectively. We accepted the European definition that working by yourself on your own is the best way to do things, and it's not. Being an individual means nothing. Every individual in the true community is only empowered because of the efforts and energy of the community around them, who gives them that platform to shine. We need to help our brothers and sisters to shine, working collectively. I don't care what country you come from. I don't care what's your religion. because we suffer the most because of petty differences. And Marcus Garvey used to always say that. We suffer the most because of petty differences. If we work collectively, we will strive, we will win, we will accomplish great feats. Now, those of you who missed my presentation on Dr. Amos Wilson's birthday, February 23rd, which was Wednesday, I'm gonna upload it on my YouTube. You're gonna see it. It was powerful. I received 2 standing ovations. It was virtual, but some big things coming up. So stay tuned, you know. And I'm so glad and thankful to be here today. And I hope I inspired someone, because together we can go further. All right, bless up. KingKevinDorival.com. Support the grind and support my books, and be blessed. Thanks. Bless up, y'all. Thanks for watching and tuning in. This is King Kevin Dorival in the building. These are my books: The Courage to Believe, 7 Types of Queens, King's Desire, and The Win in the Mirror, Activating Your Superpowers, Mind, Body, and Spirit. All 3 of my books are non-fictional, are meant to be a blessing and encouragement and motivation to each and every one of you. Ebooks are available. And also, I share these last 2 pictures of the bricks weighing 20 pounds each, comparing them to the Kemeton bricks, made in Africa, made in Egypt. They may not tell you Egypt is in Africa, but the original